Welcome to Solo Dolo Tuesdays, here located at the BlkBox Arts Hub, located in the Gant-Gilbert Arts Collective at 505 Clinton Avenue. This venue is presented by the CAGE acronym for Create Art and Be Empowered. Founder, director, creator John Murray, formerly of Coffee Cave, a powerful creative here in Newark for decades, can I say? Yes. And today we have a special guest, Ghost.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary.
What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
It's a long time coming.
Oh, man, you took my word, man. What's up,
My bad.
We talked about this, I think, we were on Gordon Market one night, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And I was like, man, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to think of your work, and I just remember the work when I saw it at Coffee Cave, I believe. Very philosophical, very deep, touching the soul, challenging thoughts, minds, hearts. Has it gotten worse than that, or is it still the same?
A lot worse.
That's good. That's what an artist is supposed to do.
That's what we're supposed to push the envelope.
First, I have to ask you, how did you get the name Ghost? Because I didn't know. I'm like, I don't know. And tell people your real name, of course.
Well, real name. All right. My name is Linus Dave Rogers. That's my name. Linus Dave Rogers. That's
still pretty well together. What's up, Ghost?
Please. My friends call me Dave. Family calls me Dave.
Okay.
People I know professionally in work situations, they call me Linus. And I'm the artist here. I'm known as Ghost. How did I get the name? I joined the Navy after high school. I didn't make it to boot camp, so they sent me home. When I came home, when I was getting off the phone with my friends, I would just say Ghost. All right, Joe. Rather than say peace, rather than say one. I said, all right, Ghost. Click. That's how I would get off the phone.
What did that mean to you when you said that? You disappeared? It was just
at the time, it was just a thing. And about a year into doing that, I was like, you know what? I kind of like this. I kind of like the name. I kind of like, the feel. And it stuck. At the time, when it came to writing, I was a poet, and I went by the name Romeo, which was another acronym for Ruler of Man's Emotional Obligations. So I made the transition from poetry to hip hop, and adopted one Ghost.
What affected that change?
My environment, friends I was around. I was lucky enough to grow up with the nephew of Jean-Michel Basquiat. Him and I were good friends. So at the time that I met, he was a DJ, and I was still writing my poetry. So while he's DJing and rapping, I'm writing poetry, love this, love that. And him rapping, him DJing, just the culture, the other side of it. I grew up in Trinidad, I grew up in poetry.
Trinidad?
But not necessarily hip hop.
Ooh, that's interesting.
So getting that exposure, I was like, wait.
So, when did you come here from Trinidad?
I was born here, but I grew up in Trinidad.
Oh, you grew up in Trinidad,
Yeah.
Okay.
You can trace me back, like I'm not these Trinidadians or these Islanders where it's like, where you from? Oh, I'm not really sure. Like you can trace me back to my school, my teachers.
Right.
Like my name is engraved in the land down there.
I've been to Trinidad. I had a girlfriend in Trinidad. I stayed there. So, or do you still consider them behind culturally?
Trinidad? No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, that which is actually to me a bad thing. Because everything you can get in the States, you can get in Trinidad.
Right.
Everything. From the food to the clothes.
Has that always been?
No. It wasn't like that.
But when did it change? Last 10, 15 years?
Within the last, around 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
They started with McDonald's flopped, and then they came back and they have Wendy's, any fast food you can think of, even the ones that are dying here, that have died in the U.S.
They live there.
There's Ruby Tuesdays in Trinidad.
So tell me, how does trauma affect your poetry or your work? Or whatever layers,
You
the
said
light
how
layers.
does trauma affect your
Yes,
work?
trauma that we deal with as black men, the trauma, the layers of trauma, or the surface trauma. You give us just give us a little piece, because I know that.
You said outside, and I've heard one thing. Put it on this, I'm be honest with you.
Yes.
I have not put my real trauma into my music.
Oof.
Or into my art. I have not even put my real.
I felt that.
I haven't. I have a good friend, Michael Devon, shout out to Mike, APP. He said to me about a year and a half ago, he said, hey, songs like On the Bus, Fly Away, these songs are cool. He was like, tell me about yourself, tell me about you. He's like, yeah, you might throw some stuff about your kids and stuff like that, but he was like, tell me about yourself. And my pen has changed a bit since then. I still haven't touched. It's changed to the flagrant part, but it hasn't changed to the let's deal with some issues that I've been through. Case in point, I lost my sister in February. When I was sure that. Buried my sister, my younger sister. And it's taken me, I'm still not finished, but I'm still working on her tribute. I haven't gotten to that place yet. It's still
Fresh.
Yeah. No, just even, I guess, dealing with trauma. It's still fresh. Because a lot of entertainers rarely ever put their true trauma into their work. We rarely ever do. Very few of us do. And the ones that do, we call them crazy. And look at them wild.
That's because of layers of trauma that we have been helped, or actually handed to, is crazy. And it's hard to address. And, I'm glad that, you help us heal when you say that, because that challenges us to deal with that in our art, however that comes out. Because that's where the changes to me. Yeah. I mean, everybody's on this superficial, not everybody, but it's a superficial level of art. It's a superficial level of creating. But the real art hits you right here.
Yeah.
It hits you in your belly. It stops you, even if you can't identify like what's going on. We just did a board here at the BlkBox Arts Hub over the last, I think, week. And I came in and looked at it, and I was like, wow. And I can't tell you what I feel when I see that.
Yeah.
I think I feel community, but all those lines and expression, and I don't know what I feel, but there's some joy that I get when I look at that board. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So for you to say what you did, I really appreciate it, because I'll say it again. The trauma, we need healing, and healing comes from each other. Your healing comes from me sharing with me and others. You sharing, Mia shared. Mia, first week, she hit me, and I was ready to go to the side and go in the corner and cry or something. Of course, I feel her. I'm not where she is, but I feel like when she shares it to me, it allows me to kind of go, wow. So my trauma. How do I release my trauma through my art? You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. What you have new coming up?
For the last year and a half, almost 2 years, I've been what I call my gay phase, where I'm just trying to be happy, just trying to live in love, move from a place of love, like loving everybody, loving everything. appreciation,
talked about
gratitude.
right.
Yeah, just like, you know what? It doesn't even matter. I love you.
You hitting this today.
Like, I gotta walk away from you because I love you.
Drop him, son. Just drop him. Drop him dollars.
When you realize how short this thing we have called life is, how short it could be, does any of it really matter? Does any of the frivolous stuff really matter? Like, you get to funerals and you go places and you hear, oh, we gotta do better, and then the second you turn away, you talk bad about the person walking across the street because you don't like their shoes or their outfit. It comes down to those simple, fundamental things that we do on a daily basis that we aren't even conscious of.
Real talk.
It starts there. If we start with ourselves, if we start with our group, if we start with our friends, if we start with the people that we talk to on a regular basis, it can multiply. We can actually make a change.
Yeah, you doing what me did to him. Now I feel like going inside. Let you do the rest of the interview, man. Anything else you'd like to talk to the artist community about, the Newark artist community? You know a lot of folk. You know, who's gonna be your favorites? I know I asked you 2 questions. Give me 2 favorites or 3.
My favorites.
That could be locally or nationally or international.
Outside myself. Give it up to Mia X.
Ooh.
You cannot, in any era from here on, mention the Newark poetry scene without mentioning Mia X.
That's powerful.
It's 2 names you'll hear. Gary Campbell and Mia X. She's still young. Her gray hairs are still minimal. If they exist at all.
And he's saying that while she's in the audience, so it's cool.
You know what I mean? If they exist at all. And the impact that she has,
she smiled.
And the impact that she has left on the community thus far. So Mia X, she's definitely one of my favorites.
This is why I enjoyed it so much. You guys you giving me some more stuff. I turned into
as far as my
somebody
favorite,
well, I mean, even those who have influenced you, that works too.
it's gonna seem real biased.
No, dude, we here for love. We embracing you. Oh no, you can't say that.
We weren't, and this person wasn't. She's not what you said. She was the embodiment of love. She was the embodiment of real, and that's pretty. Like reminiscence. Things that she did as a person, just for the scene. And I'm not speaking about her open mind.
Sacrifice.
Or anything like that.
Sacrifice.
She was at everybody's show.
Sacrifice.
She didn't do the politics like the rest of us did. Let me throw myself in that box. The rest of us did. She showed up to everybody and for everybody, regardless. Just the stages that she touched, where she pushed everybody.
And that's true love.
Everybody.
Right.
Yeah, that is
love to your own hurt when it costs you, the individual.
Yes.
And you forget about yourself. But it's greater, the community is greater than maintaining it. That's what's up.
And to the scene.
Hello, take
I don't want no smoke, man. They don't like. I see this whole thing different. I came from a different place.
Talk to us.
I came from a place where, like, today, you guys have the luxury to say, hey, quiet down back there. Shh, pipe down, pipe down. I came from Starbucks on Broad Street, where they're making lattes and cappuccinos in the back, and you have to speak over that. You have to man up, woman up, whatever you want to call it. and project your voice.
It was crowded in that.
Yes. You're not going to tell the person over there having coffee and having a meeting or Bible study to pipe down so you can spit a poem. No. Assert yourself. Be an artist. Capture them. Get their attention. Get their energy. Get their vibe. Bring them into you. That's where we came from. I came from a place where anything goes. I had a revelation while taking a shower. Everybody talks about triggers, right? And we only associate triggers with negative things. Newsflash. A trigger could be a positive thing. You can do a poem about having your mother and father, and the person that has one parent or the person that's adopted is affected negatively by that piece. So what is really a trigger?
You sound like you're going to do a poem.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I ain't gonna stop you. Right? He went right in that zone, right? You were right there. I was like, what is a trigger? Go do your thing.
These are things I feel passionate about when it comes to this art form, this thing we call entertainment, this thing we call open mic, this thing we call a show, these platforms that we create for people to say, express yourself. But wait, you can't express yourself like this though. But wait, you can't express yourself like that. And if you express yourself like this,
I'm going to close. All that's good stuff. I'm going to close on that same idea, and that is, when I used to be a minister of the church, man of the call, and I had to break away from the church because of the dogma. The dogma did not match with what's happening in those streets. Didn't match. And I was in a place where I didn't have a social network by coming out of the church. And you know what replaced that in my church and my social network? Poetry scene. Okay. Why? Because those people were in there, and I'm getting ready to cry. Those people in there were telling their lives.
yes.
It was free, it was open, it was truth, it was authentic. And that touched me so deep that I realized that, wow, I'm safe here because these people are healing and they don't got no other stuff in between it.
Yep.
And that's why I was born in the poetry space, Coffee Cave, all the venues. And the more I got, the more I learned. And I feel I wanted to share that because I like what you said about you can't put things in a box. People want to put things in a box. You can't put things in a box. We have to create, and get empowered. We have to. Yes.
So I just want to add, this is why when people ask me, so what do you do? I say to them, I'm an entertainer. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a poet. I'm not an actor. But I do all of those things. I have a talk show called The Forefront at the Coffee Cave. I have a lot of my events. John and I have a lot of history. A lot of history.
I didn't know that.
We have a lot of history. I have Coffee Cave was like my second home.
Wow.
You couldn't mention the Coffee Cave back in the day without mentioning ghosts. But my friends didn't mention ghosts without mentioning the Coffee Cave. That's how thick I was in that. Shout out to Snatch Entertainment, Brick Hot Dogs, Slim Mike's, 2009.
That's what's up. Yeah.
One of the biggest events the Coffee Cave has ever seen.
I love it. I love the history. That's what's up, man. We love that.
I'm a fan of the history of the Newark poetry scene. Going back to Elijah Brown, across from Kilkenny's, above the store.
That's what's up.
Live in direct. K. Des and her show. Cannot remember the name of it. Fermented grapes.
I gave you the name.
Mixology. Nope, mixology. There you go, mixology.
What nights were the poetry at the Starbucks? Because now
Thursday nights.
Thursday night, and is it Wells Fargo there now, right? Yeah, I think so.
I think there is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then even just going back to the history of the scene.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where you would have open mics on the same night, but the host would strategically put them after each other. So once you left, Starbucks. We had the Seed Gallery. Not the Seed Gallery on South on Market Street like everybody knows. The Seed Gallery on Washington with the upstairs and downstairs. That's where we came from when Selah and Starsky joined forces at Center Stage Cuts to do their show.
Man, see?
Because Selah's venue messed up. Those were the nights. Outside the Coffee Cave after a show, the ciphers. The ciphers. Before the Haynes Building was the Haynes Building that it is today, when it was just torn down and bricks all over the place, when the security guard was just standing outside to make sure nobody would hop the fence. Like, what are we going over there for? There's nothing over there. That's where we came from. The Life Lab. The Spot. 60 Parking Grill. There was no breed. It was 60 Parking Grill. Like, that's where we came from. Ciphers that brought the market. That's where we came from. Like, this other stuff, I'm looking at everybody else like, yo, if we had the resources that you guys had back in the day, right? What? What does we would do? Starsky, Elijah Brown, these guys weren't bringing features that we know locally. These guys were going out of state. Connecticut, shout out to Chanel Gabriel. Rebecca Dupas, coming from DC. Nikki B from Brooklyn. Like, it's real life. Can we clap it up, snap it up? It's real life. Like, there has been some history on this Newark poetry scene. I just want to see the history and the traditions and everything go further. Take it to another level. Take it to another stage. Don't wait to feel slighted because there's a whole open mic thing in Newark, slam thing in Newark, and there are no poets represented on the ballot. Don't feel salty behind that to go start something. Start change every day. Like I said a couple minutes ago, it starts with the people that we deal with and how we deal with everybody on a regular basis. If we start looking out for each other on a regular basis, these things would happen. If we were a community, there was no way they'd doing half the stuff that they're doing in New York. And you guys are getting it. Okay, that's a collective.
You're getting warmed up now, huh?
Listen.
It's fun.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for that.
Thank John.
Thank you to John. Thank you to Cage. Thank you to Black Box. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for those that came out witnessing this. Thank you to you guys watching on live. Appreciate you guys. Partnering with John, we're gonna do this. Gary, we're gonna do this every Tuesday.
Yep.
Right here, 505.
That's your camera, too.
505 Clinton Avenue in Newark, New Jersey. Every Tuesday, 7 to 10. 7 to 11 if you're fancy. Catch us down here at the Gant-Gilbert Collective building, 505 Clinton Avenue. Again, Black Box, Cage, Ghost Entertainment, Gary Campbell.
You want to give us something going now?
I'm not gonna give y'all nothing. I'll see y'all in the future. Damn it, I'm gonna see y'all at the performance. I'm gonna see y'all. Y'all gonna catch some footage of the performance. It's like, nah, I love y'all. Everyone be safe. Actually, no, I do have something for y'all. I'm gonna steal this from my sister. Be blessed, never stressed, and never let anyone take away your smile. Have a good one.
Peace, peace.